Hi guys, welcome back and happy Monday. I hope you had a good weekend, even though I know we had lots of rain. Today we are going to be drawing some emotional monsters. If you prefer to use creatures over monsters, you can do that. As well. But basically we're going to go through a few different emotions and we're going to create some sort of a creature, monster thing that represents that emotion. And if you're like me and that idea of creating this thing without having anything to look at or trying to make it perfect, if that is the first thing that you think about and it stresses you out, then I want you to think more so about just using a random blob or a random shape and then turning that shape into your monster or creature. So don't worry about making it, anatomically correct or like something you've seen before or realistic in any ways. You just want these monsters or creatures to represent the emotion that we're discussing. So the first thing that'll get you guys to do is we're going to split our page into 9 sections. So if you're holding your page like mine, you might want to do 2 lines down and then 2 lines across. That's probably what I'll do with mine, but you can split it up however you like. Or you could do it in squares, so you can do 3 squares, 3 rows of 3 squares. I can show you what that looks like as well. But however you like, split your page into 9 different parts, and we're going to put 1 emotion in each of those 9 sections. Okay, so let's do that part and then we'll come back. Alright, so once you have your 9 sections, whether you put boxes in or you just put lines down the center and across to make the different sections, however you did it is fine. We are going to start in our first section or box, and the emotion that we're going to start with is shy. Okay, so I just want to remind you, this is not about making something that looks real or that looks realistic or is something that you've seen before. Don't worry about it being perfect by any means. I am going to just kind of do blobby shapes and turn them into these creatures by adding some arms and legs and eyes and teeth and that kind of stuff. So just kind of let yourself have fun with it if you can, and see if you can represent these different emotions through these different creatures. So our first one is shy. Think about what it looks like or what it feels like to be shy, and then see what you can come up with for a creature that can represent that feeling or that emotion. Okay? Okay, your next emotional creature is going to be happy. So again, any shape, size, however many eyes, teeth, arms, whatever you can think of, whatever represents happy to you. Yeah, let's work on our emotional monster for happy now. All right, continuing on. Our next emotional monster is going to be sad. So same as you've been doing, any shapes or however you want to make it. It just has to resemble what sad feels like or looks like to you. All right, let's get going. All right, so our first three are done. So we've done shy, happy, and sad. We've got different shapes, different facial expressions, different, just different body language representing the different feelings. So those are kind of my examples of what I've done. Again, if yours are completely different, that's totally fine. So now we're going to move on to our next one. So our next emotional monster is going to be angry. So just continue on with the same sort of thing that we've been doing, and really think about how anger is presented physically. And let's see if we can depict that feeling onto our creature. Okay. All right, our next emotional monster is going to represent the feeling of being scared. Scared, fearful, any of those sort of feelings, whatever you can get in your monster to recreate that feeling will be awesome. So let's do scared. All right, guys, continuing on, our next one is going to represent the feeling of being worried or anxious. So again, think about what those things mean to you and how maybe you represent those feelings, because being worried or being anxious can show up differently in different people. So think about how they are reflected when you're feeling that way. And let's do our worried or anxious monster. Okay, so our next three are done. So we just finished doing angry, scared, worried, and or anxious. And so now we're on to our last three worried or emotional monsters. The first one of this row that we're gonna do is silly. Okay, so anything that represents silly to you can be recreated in this monster. All right, next up for our emotional monsters is the feeling grumpy. So let's make our grumpy emotional monster. All right, and for our very last emotional monster, we are going to do excited. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and we will finish off and come back to close. All right, you guys, so just like that, we've got 9 emotional monsters or creatures, whatever it is you wanted to call them. If you have more emotions that you want to go through and you want to continue, by all means, just keep on going. But that is everything that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on Wednesday.